Portugal in the late 15th century was bustling with minds of curiosity and relentless perseverance. It was here that a Genoese sailor named Christopher Columbus, or Cristobal Colon in Spanish, forged his vision of a westward voyage. Today, his name stirs fierce debate in the minds of millions, but is that reputation built on praise or on disdain? Over the next few videos, we'll look at the facts and details so you can decide for yourself whether he was a heroic explorer worthy of a king's ransom or a cruel tyrant with no regard for human life. Before we dive into Columbus's first voyage, there's some groundwork we need to lay. We today are a little too early to explore the cosmos, but much too late to explore the Earth. In the 15th century, though, the age of exploration was in full swing. Inch by inch, year by year, the Portuguese pushed further down the coast of Africa, determined to reach the riches of the East. That persistence finally paid off in 1488 when Bartholomew Diaz rounded the Cape of Good Hope and proved a sea route to Asia was within reach. Columbus saw this new age unfolding and decided to stake his claim. By the mid-1480s, he was planning a bold voyage to sail west just 2,500 nautical miles from Spain and reach Asia across the Atlantic. This didn't come without problems, though. He miscalculated, underestimating the distance by nearly 10,000 nautical miles. So where did these bold and deeply flawed ideas come from? To answer that, we need to look at Columbus himself. As for his education, that's a topic still debated. Some argue Columbus lacked serious schooling, pointing to his severe miscalculations on the first voyage. But I tend to agree with his son Hernando, who insisted his father was a learned man. I mean, after all, Columbus could read and write Latin, Portuguese, Castilian, and his native Italian, and he also taught himself geography, astronomy, and navigation. Oviedo described him as a man of decent life and parentage, handsome and well-built, of more than average height and strength. That strength probably came from years at sea, where, fun fact, he once nearly died after French privateers sank his ship. Columbus leaned heavily on the works of Ptolemy, Alfragani, and the Florentine scholar Toscanelli, but their measurements were misleading. Ptolemy's calculations already made the Earth about 28% too small, and Columbus blew up the mistake by misreading Alfragani. He assumed Alfragani's distances were in Roman miles instead of Arabic miles, which are nearly a quarter shorter. Finally, Toscanelli's maps had Asia much further east than it really was. When you put this all into perspective, these errors didn't just shrink the world in Columbus's mind. They made a transatlantic leap seem not only possible, but practical. With his brilliant calculations in hand, Columbus pitched his proposal to King John II in 1484.
First into the Shark Tank is
Christopher Columbus,
who believes his product
will bring vast riches to Portugal.
He wanted ships, titles, and a healthy portion of the profits. But after consulting his experts, the Junta dos Matemáticos, the king rejected him, correctly pointing out that Columbus had massively underestimated the size of the Earth. On the down low, King John sent out a secret expedition to test the idea, but word got back to Columbus, whether through court gossip or his own connections, and crushed, he put on his headphones to listen to Radiohead.
Float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so fucking special. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong.
Apparently though, the music cured him because soon enough he was back on his feet, petitioning 4 more courts, all of which rejected him.
He's an idiot. He's a con artist.
you. We're all out.
Finally, Chris appealed to the court of Spain one last time in 1491, and even with his noble allies pulling for him, he was rejected again. Heartbroken, he set out for France. One reason was the fall of Granada, the culmination of the Reconquista, a centuries-long campaign where Christian kingdoms reclaimed land from the Muslims. This victory freed up valuable resources which Spain now felt they could spare. Remember when I said the Portuguese had been rounding the southern peak of Africa? The Spanish noticed and they were compelled to compete. And finally, there was virtually no financial risk. A few provisions and 3 ships were pocket change to gamble if the return on investment was a trade route to India. On April 17th, 1492, the capitulations of Santa Fe were signed, outlining the terms of Columbus's voyage and granting him noble titles, a share of the profits, and authority over any new lands he discovered. From there, the flagship, Santa Maria, along with the Nina and the Pinta, set sail from Palos, Spain on August 3rd. It had come time for the Admiral of the Ocean Sea to test his gamble against the Atlantic. And that's where we'll leave it for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like so more people can stumble across it. If you want more random parts of history, make sure to leave a comment and subscribe.